Robinson found his name in print for other reasons. A medical problem brought his career to a sudden halt.
But it's taken away from you. You're a bit like, well, just give me another chance.
The worry lasted a year before he could celebrate a return to action, and he soon picked up where he'd left off, going on to win the Commonwealth title.
Very, very good graduation night this for Dale Robinson.
His first challenger is Zolile Mbityi, no stranger here. Another of our top flyweights, Damien Kelly, had plenty of trouble subduing him.
I've seen him box Kelly, box Coleshaw. He's had close decisions against him, so he's a tough kid. He's a good name, and it'll be a good one to beat.
Robinson's first defence of the Commonwealth title. He is at home in Huddersfield as the South African Mbityi comes to try to win a major title on our shores once more. Robinson reckons this might be his toughest fight so far, and he may well be right given Mbityi's wealth of experience. Spencer Oliver's with us tonight. Spencer, is it also worth remembering that in relative terms, Robinson is still inexperienced?
Well, some would say Robinson's still a prospect, although he is Commonwealth champion. He's only had 12 contests, been pro 3 years, but he's got a wealth of talent there, and they can't hold him back anymore, but they've got to watch they don't go too fast with him, and Mbityi is a difficult and very dangerous opponent.
It's a good division in Britain right now with the likes of Coleshaw, Damien Kelly and Jason Booth as well, isn't it?
Sure, and we've seen Mbityi against Coleshaw, who we got a controversial split decision against, and against Kelly, who give all the trouble in the world. So, I mean, he really is a dangerous campaigner, and this is a chance for Dale Robinson here to shine.
Well, he's never short of confidence, Robinson. So confident this time out that he actually put on a masterclass on the day of the fight. But the gloves were not needed. His stablemate, Mark Hobson, was the client here.
Going for unorthodox tactics today, Mark. Give you a chance.
Gloves were soon on again. The truth about all those boxers' claims to be natural golfers.
Wow, that was rubbish, absolutely rubbish.
Scorecards not required on the course at least, but they do hope to get it all right on the night.
Now that could be close. Now that's in.
Oh, good game. Thank you.
Lucky Mark.
Come on, mate, let's go. Got a job to do, my man.
Robinson, little to Mr. Hobson's large in that double leg. He's backstage now, warming up for our top of the bill here in Huddersfield tonight. But it is Hobson in front of his hometown fans as well, don't forget. He's the Commonwealth Cruiserweight champion, and he's seen 2 scheduled opponents fall through, so he's got to get himself into the right frame of mind to take on Muslim Biyarslanov, a one-time WBO World Light Heavyweight title contender and a Russian Cruiserweight title challenger late last year. In Huddersfield, our commentary team tonight, Jim Watt and Adam Smith, and our Master of Ceremonies, John MacDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Huddersfield Sports Centre. John Shepherd for Ringside Boxing Promotions in association with Prince Promotions and Matchroom Sport proudly presents a night of championship boxing. Sponsored here by FightBetting.com, and a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us live and exclusive here on Sky Sports. You've joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control in association with the Commonwealth Council. At ringside, area representative Mr. Trevor Callaghan, our steward in charge, His Honour Alan Simpson, inspectors Steve Ray, Alan Allstar, Ron Warbottom and Bert Smith. Our medical team at ringside, led by Chief Medical Officer Dr. Stead, is Dr. Hudson and Dr. Lee. Let's get the action underway then. 8 rounds of boxing international cruiserweight contest. Introducing to you, firstly, and fighting out of the red corner comes our visitor. He's wearing the white trunks, weighed in at 14 stone, 10 pounds, 6 ounces. 34 fight record, 26 wins, 17 inside the scheduled distance, 7 losses and 1 draw. He comes to the ring as a former world title challenger from beautiful Minsk in Belarus. Would you please welcome Muslim Biyarslanov. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with silver and yellow. He weighed in at 14 stone, 3/4 pounds. 23 fight record, 19 wins, 9 inside the scheduled distance. 3 losses and 1 draw. Coming to the ring as the current reigning Commonwealth Cruiserweight champion, ladies and gentlemen from Huddersfield, please welcome Mark Hobson. Timekeeper bell is Mr. Paul Webster, and referee in charge of the action is Mr. Phil Edwards, and this is 8 3-minute rounds.
You follow my instructions at all times. Well, I'll tell you to break cleanly, take 1 step back, watch your heads in close. Touch gloves, good luck to you both.
Chance for the remarkably tall British cruiserweight to get some much-needed exposure. Mark Hobson. He's certainly not had an easy rise up and suffered the disappointment here as well of having a British and Commonwealth title matchup with Bruce Scott scrapped because of an injury to the London-based Jamaican. Now he must deal with a former world light heavyweight title challenger, the massive man from Minsk, Muslim Biyarslanov. And I'm sure Hobson will have some frustration to let off, Jim.
Yeah, well, he started the job perfectly well with 2 real solid jabs, bang on target. Can't let this fellow get close. This fellow could fight at one time. I don't know if he still can. But Hobson really started well. Impressive jabs right at the off.
Biyarslanov now 36 and weighing in at 14.10 6 ounces. Hobson just over 14. So a big weight advantage for the Belarusian. But Hobson with the height, reach, skills, and you would feel big ambition. Good atmosphere here in Huddersfield. Plenty of fans following Mark Hobson, James Haredale Robinson. Their careers based here too. Good times again. Hobson, the Commonwealth champion as well.
Break! What's the back? Break! Well, I think Biyarslanov would expect to be losing the first couple of rounds. It just depends what kind of shape he's in, coming in at late notice. But if he gets himself into this fight, just the strength and awkwardness could give Hobson some problems. But at the moment, Hobson well in control.
Plenty of flab around the midriff as well of Biyarslanov, who made 12 stone 7 only 4 years ago when he fought the very talented Dariusz Michalczewski for the WBO title. Now older and sporting a beard. Unusual to see. Good body shot from Hobson, and that hurts Biyarslanov, and the pressure mounts on.
There's a beautiful body shot from Hobson. The way he's throwing these punches really has his confidence. I think he knows he's too good for this fellow, and he's setting about proving it quickly.
Biyarslanov badly out of range. Good right hands. It's a fast, confident start here from Mark Hobson. Again works the body, and Biyarslanov trapped in the corner and not happy.
I don't really think he's in any kind of shape at all, Adam. He's blowing already, although that was a hard round for him.
And there's Muslim Biyarslanov from Minsk, and had a spot of bother in that first round, didn't he?
Well, that was a beautiful body shot, and even with his experience, Biyarslanov could not disguise the effect that punch had him, and that was a beauty.
Excellent start from Huddersfield's talented cruiserweight Mark Hobson in fight number 24. He's 119 and is looking for a really impressive year. Did fight Sebastian Rothman, put up a brave challenge for the WBU belt, but he's Had some bad luck in and out of the ring. Wants to get the career really rolling now against Muslim Biyarslanov, the veteran from Belarus.
It's good stuff from Hobson. I mean, he's not wasting a punch, not wasting a move, just taking his time, picking this fellow off.
There's a cut as well above the left eye of Biyarslanov to add to his woes. Is he in shape? He's been tough enough in the past.
Well, the fact that he took that one, Adam, there's nothing wrong with his chin, because that was a beautiful left hook, bang on the button. But I don't think he has too much to offer, I'm afraid.
Good range and rhythm, though, from Hobson. And Biyarslanov's not throwing anything back. It's going to be stopped in the second round. That's a terrific win for Mark Hobson, the Commonwealth champion. And Muslim Biyarslanov may have been strong and rugged once upon a time, but he folded under the pressure from Hobson. But Jim, we can't take anything away from the Huddersfield cruiserweight. He was very good.
Yep, the manner of the victory was excellent. I mean, he was very, very impressive right from the first bell. He didn't hang around to find out what Biyarslanov had to offer. He just set about the job and did it perfectly. Okay, it became fairly obvious Biyarslanov did not have a lot to offer, but do not take anything away from Hobson. Excellent performance tonight.
He did go 10 rounds, Biyarslanov, for the Russian cruiserweight title last year. So there's this Mark's son, Liam, coming into the ring. Nearly 4 he is with the Commonwealth belt. Very amiable guy, Mark Hobson, and it's a good win for him.
And I don't think he took a single decent punch in the process. Everything under control. Biyarslanov obviously not in the best of shape, well over the stipulated weight limit if he still calls himself a cruiserweight. But the manner of the victory, the way Hobson went about the job, cannot be faulted. Picking his shots, taking nothing back, and just at the end up just letting so many punches go, the referee had no choice.
He could have been deflated by being unable to defend his Commonwealth title again. The British shot as well on hold, but he got on with the job and he did it very impressively.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Paul Webster has recorded a time of 1 minute 20 seconds of the second round. Referee Philip Woods has stopped the contest with Biyarslanov not in no position to continue. Your winner from Huddersfield, Mark Hobson. And please show your appreciation for our visitor from Belarus, Muslim Biyarslanov.
Hobson confident in the ring, if not on the golf course earlier. Well done to him. And his young stablemate Dale Robinson makes ready backstage here to defend the Commonwealth Flyweight title in our top of the bill. It should be a much stiffer test for Robinson when his turn comes against the vastly experienced South African Zolile Mbityi. That's our top of the bill here in Huddersfield. Lots more live action to come as well. But let's get a word now with our first big winner of the night here. Well done to Mark Hobson. Ed Robinson is going to talk to him.
Well, Mark, congratulations. Impressive showing. Your son Liam's obviously very pleased. But was Muslim Biyarslanov up for the job?
Oh, definitely. He's fought for a real version of the world title. Now I'm getting better. I said it before in a few interviews, I'm getting better every fight. Got to watch out. There's some good cruiserweights coming through. Day, Mack and Elliott. Watch out, because I'm going to be at the top of the tree soon. You're going to have to come through me.
You used your height and reach advantage to very good effect, and it was an impressive stoppage in the second round.
Yeah, I couldn't miss him with a jab. He had every single jab, and I caught him with a left hook in the first round, and it took everything out of him, and I heard him. Ugh! So I knew it was just a matter of time, and he'd seen enough really in the second round, so good stoppage by the referee. We're just going to keep taking punishment.
How frustrated are you that you wanted to be in title action tonight?
It's disgusting. I mean, the main concern is Bruce Scott. He's just pulled out on us time and time again. He hasn't had the decency to say, no, I have the title. Obviously, the Australian came over, there was a problem with him. God knows what's happened there. But I desperately wanted to defend my title tonight. Desperately, they cut it to an 8-rounder. So it was hard to get up mentally for it, but I did it, and I thought, well, the only way to make a positive out of it is to fight well. And that's what I did. I tried to try my best to force a good stoppage and look good.
Well, there'll be tougher tests to come, but well done tonight.
Thank you, thank you.
Happy families then. Well done to all the Hobsons. Spencer, tell us, as an ex-fighter yourself, of course, how difficult is it to have gone through what Hobson has gone through in the build-up to the fight?
I mean, it's got to be very difficult for him, of course it has, and it's difficult to keep that mental approach and that tunnel vision, and he's done an excellent job in there this evening.
We've seen him, and generally there has been criticism of him through his career, that he's been far too inconsistent. No question about the talent, but do you think that the mental approach is now coming together as well?
Yeah, I think it certainly is. I mean, we see him a couple of years ago to go to South Africa. We see him put up a good performance against Sebastian Rothman for the WBU title, and then we see him put in a couple of bad performances, and now he seems on top of his game again. He can only go from strength to strength.
Thought does occur as we watch this demolition of Biyarslanov tonight, that the other possible contenders on the home front won't want to meet Hobson if he is really putting it all together now.
But he's one of those very difficult, awkward styles to box. Hobson, very, very tall, uses the jab so well, punches down on his opponents as he did here, and his opponent just couldn't get near him.
Is this as good as you've seen him going forward tonight?
I think that, especially all that he's had to go through, I mean, to keep that mental tunnel vision, he's done so well, and he really did look fired up for the job.
It's wide open for him to come through and make some money now, isn't it?
It is. I mean, the cruiserweight division is wide open anyway. We've got Johnny Nelson, who's a long-time WBO champion, and the division really is crying out for talent, and Mark Hobson could be that new talent.
We wish him well. Just a word about another of our newer champions in action next week on Saturday Fight Night. It's Jamie McKeever defending the British featherweight crown. This could be a really exciting fight in Liverpool against Roy Rutherford. We've waited a long time for Rutherford to get a title chance. It comes in Liverpool next week on Saturday Fight Night, Sky Sports 1, a later start time, 9:30 next week. Dale Robinson, top of the bill. That comes a little later. It's the young light welterweight from Barnsley here, Gwyn Wale, who gets a chance live. And I tell you, he's only 18 years of age. He's packed some living in, hasn't he? Still in his first year as a pro against David Vaughan from Wales.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action in the light welterweight division. 4 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you firstly, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks trimmed with white, weighing in at 10 stone, 1.5 pounds. 3 fights, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw. He's from Blackwood. Would you please welcome David Vaughan. Across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black, blue and silver trunks, weighing in at 10 stone, 2 pounds, 6 ounces. Undefeated, 4 contests, 4 wins, 1 inside the scheduled distance. Would you please welcome from Barnsley, Gwyn. Timekeeper at the bell is Mr. Paul Webster, and referee in charge of the action is Mr. Keith Garner. This is 4 3-minute rounds.
Well, lads, it's a good clean contest. Breaking the chance to break. Shake hands now, commence for the last round. Good luck.
Chance to see one of the youngest professionals in the country. Real crowd pleaser. They love him in these parts. Gwyn Wale from Barnsley, 18 years of age, up against David Vaughan from Wales. And he never disappoints, does he, Wale?
No, I think he just gets his head down and gets on with the job. He doesn't worry too much about the finer points of the game. Likes to keep the crowd happy, and he seems to keep himself happy, enjoys himself. Definitely a character.
Fast, furious start, as we've come to expect from Gwyn Wale. But David Vaughan is getting through with accurate punches, and Wale needs to be careful. He doesn't wade in without any real plan. Good body shot, though. But a very good response from Vaughan. What a good start.
Well, I'd be inclined to say Wale takes a bit too many in the way in, but he'd probably tell me no, that's what it's all about. I'm just here to get on with the job, keep the fans happy. But I don't think he plans a long career if he's going to carry on like this.
Giving away height and reach to Vaughan, but trying to pin him in the corners. Uses work rate, sheer tenacity, and a will to win. Chris Aston, his trainer, so excited about Gwyn Wale. Looking the body early, Wale, trying to wear his man down.
Yeah, well, in a 4-round fight, you have to get started straight away. No time to have a scouting match. But he's taken that to extremes. He has to stop throwing punches, but he doesn't have the accuracy at the moment, and Vaughan is picking him off as he comes forward.
I know the 4-round distance is not your favourite one, but it's made, isn't it, for Gwyn Wale?
Yeah, well, just get out and get on with it. I mean, I don't think you develop a proper professional style over 4 rounds because you have to start so quick. I think over 6 rounds, you've got a couple of rounds to sort the job out, then get started doing the job. So for that reason, I don't like the 4-rounders, but I think as long as this lasts, if it goes to 4 rounds, it's going to be good to watch.
Game left to the body from Wale, charging forward. But being picked off with the odd counters by David Vaughan, who's not been overawed here. Pretty hostile environment for him to enter as well. Entertainment, value for money. Good first round.
A new world online. Just imagine.
Welcome back. You join us for a real little crowd pleaser. There's Gwyn Wale, his 5th fight, but he wades in, does get picked off a bit.
Yeah, I think in the first round, Vaughan probably had the accuracy, but certainly Wale was the one pleasing the fans.
Round 2. Second of 4 in the 10-stone light welterweight division. It's the blue trunks of the Welshman David Vaughan and the black, blue and silver of Iron Gwyn Wale. Descendant of one of Mexborough's most famous sons, the British heavyweight champion of the early part of the last century, Iron Haig. He's his great-grandson or something. Trying to match him, Vaughan, but doesn't want to stand and trade too much, does he?
He's managing to block a lot of what Wale's throwing, but Wale just doing so much work, throws so many punches. I think Vaughan's going to be swamped if he doesn't start firing back.
David, that left hook to the body as the crowd are on their feet singing for him here. Real atmosphere up in Huddersfield at the moment. Special little venue this. Doesn't think too much on the way in, does he?
No, he just keeps throwing the punches, but a bit more success in this round now that Vaughan's maybe beginning to feel the pace, because it's been non-stop all through the first round and the same halfway through the second here.
A frenetic pace set by Barnsley's Gwyn Wale. David Vaughan, the 25-year-old, 7 years older in his 4th. He's won 1, lost 1 and drawn 1. And having to take a fair bit of punishment catching some of them on the elbows and gloves, but he's looking a touch more jaded here in the second.
Yeah, and he's not matching the work rate of Wale, and that's the problem. He's going to fall behind because of that. He has to get more punches out or start using the ring a bit more.
Gary Thomas screaming advice to David Vaughan, saying that Gwyn Wale's blowing now as he tries to throw his own hooks in. He's open to that right uppercut, Gwyn Wale. And again.
I think he's open to whatever you throw at him, and he just doesn't think about defence. He just wants to get in there and start wheeling the punches.
Chris Aston's main fighters, Dale Robinson, Mark Hobson and James Hare, not entirely out of their bracket, is he, Gwyn Wale?
It's just his sheer persistence now is beginning to grind Vaughan down a little bit, I think.
Bet you can't. Go.
Strongbow. Get refreshed.
Well, for as long as young Gwyn Wale's career goes on, we will enjoy it. They've landed the same amount of headshots, but 9 times the body shots from Gwyn Wale. He loves that left hook, doesn't he, to the ribs?
Yeah, he throws it well, and a couple of times in that round he was slipping punches and then coming into the body. So I think he's got a bit more technique if he tries to use it, but he's just too busy trying to please the fans.
It's the heavily tattooed teenager from Barnsley. Gwyn Wale, persistent, tough. Had a terrific battle with Martin Hardcastle, which we saw last year. Stopped James Paisley in a round. Against this David Vaughan from the Gary Thomas stable. Blackwood in Gwent. A good first round, Vaughan, but it's the sheer come-forward aggression of Wale, which is hard to subdue unless you've really got a good punch and some good
that's
skills.
what you need. Vaughan has to be able to step forward and meet Wale and try and stop him in his tracks, but he's not able to do that. So he has problems. He's having to put up Wale's kind of fight, and I don't think he's enjoying it too much.
Again, there's that left hook to the body, just slows Vaughan down again. And he moves to the head as well. This is better from Wale. Starting to look dishevelled and disorganised in there, Vaughan.
Yeah, he just can't cope with the pressure. I mean, I think he's now wishing he'd used the ring a little bit more in the first couple of rounds, kept a bit of steam. But he's struggling now. He's been drawn into a real war here, and he's coming off second best.
He's got a jab and a decent right hand, Vaughan. If he can find the space and just somehow keep Wale off him, who keeps wading in and putting in those left hooks to the right side of the David Vaughan body.
Not so much snap and Wale's punches either now, though. I think he's feeling it a bit as well.
Well, it's enjoyable, especially for the crowd here. Gwyn Wale might find a little niche if he can keep winning. Goes to the other side and throws a left hook to the head, which gets a round of applause from Chris Aston. But Vaughan's still there and still throwing back.
having trouble getting online? With BT Home Networking, you can link all your computers to the internet.
Good little scrap here between Gwyn, Wale and David Vaughan. 3 very entertaining rounds. The question is, who's ahead? More punches landed on the computer to the home fighter, the favourite, unbeaten in 4. But, Jim, is it all on the last one?
Yeah, well, I have Wale 1 round up just because of the sheer volume. I think Vaughan may be hoping that his accuracy is maybe impressing the referee, but I just, because of his work rate, Wale 1 round in front at the moment.
He's been finishing the rounds well, David Vaughan, but can he work for 3 minutes? He needs to here if he's going to get even a share of the spoils, you would think. Referee Keith Garner will decide. Whatever he does, it's been fun.
See, this is a better idea from Vaughan. He's throwing punches before Wale gets close. Too often he's been allowing Wale to come right up close and just trade with him. He should be trying to jab and move away. More of a kind of boxing contest than an all-out war.
Wale very good friends with Dale Robinson, who prepares diligently backstage, but caught with the right hand there, Wale, from Vaughan. He's been a bit more accurate.
Yeah, well, this is far better from Vaughan. He's thinking what he's doing now. He's trying to use his talents a little bit. And Wale is definitely slowed down considerably.
Good match. Both with a chance. Wale with the added pressure. Getting the encouragement from those here in Huddersfield, willing him to the finish line. Vaughan comes back again. Oh, wonderful shot. Good last round from David Vaughan. Who's going to get this? Is a draw the fair result?
Well, the way things are going, I'm scoring this round to Vaughan so far, so that my card would show 2 rounds apiece. He's far more effective in this round than Wale. I think Wale has used up all his steam. He's just going through the motions now, throwing kind of tired punches now, really feeling the pace.
Wale came out of the blocks absolutely sprinting, but it's Vaughan now who's using the ring, throwing more punches and increasing his work rate at a crucial stage. Still the left hook to the body from Wale has success. What a good, even contest here. Will both hands be raised by referee Keith Garner? Maybe deservedly so. We'll see very shortly.
That's the way I have it scored, Adam. 2 rounds apiece. Yep, there we go.
Absolutely perfect. Great little fight. Great result. The crowd may not like the final outcome, but for me, a lovely 12 minutes. They both gave their all, and they both go home with something.
Yep, 4 rounds of non-stop action, but I mean, of the 2, Vaughan tries to do a little bit of boxing, but if Wale wants to go further, he's going to have to work on his technique a little bit. Enthusiasm is not quite enough in this game, but he'll certainly sell a lot of tickets along the way.
Over 550 punches thrown in just 4 rounds. They both wanted it so much, didn't they? And we'll have that again, I think. It'd be terrific. Let's see the rematch next time we're up in Huddersfield. Crowd loved it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 fantastic rounds of boxing, referee Keith Garner has awarded 38 points for each boxer, and we have a draw. So show your appreciation then for David Vaughan and Gwyn Iron Wale.
Crowd pleaser, wasn't it? Spencer, what are the main lessons that a young man and a teenager like Wale can draw from that?
Well, he is only 18 years of age. He went out like a rocket in the first round, started tiring. I mean, what he's got to learn from that really is he's not going to go in there, he's not going to blast everyone out. He's learned a valuable lesson there, and now he's got to go back to the drawing board and just learn the basics of boxing. He's forgot all about the basics. He's gone in there, tried to put on a show for the crowd. He's got to think about what he's doing in there himself.
Our top-of-the-bill fighter, Dale Robinson, very well schooled by contrast, outstanding amateur. So talented when he turned professional, but as Craig Slater reminds us, it almost all went wrong.
A flyweight with lofty ambitions, Dale Robinson's ready to spread his wings.
It's a short career. You've just got to make most of it. Put 100% into every fight, into all training, and you know, you reap what you sow, you get out what you put in. So I don't just want to jump straight to world. I'd like to build my way up, so I know I deserve my crack when I get it.
An amateur high flyer with back-to-back ABA titles, Robinson always believed he'd scale the heights.
Having that experience of winning titles, because sometimes some people can fight for them and they just can't make that final grade. And but knowing that you've won stuff, it does make you feel better.
That's an incredible win for Dale Robinson.
But his fledgling career was grounded for 11 months after the board queried a brain scan.
It's an hard sport, and when it's taken away from you, you're a bit like, well, just give me another chance, you know what I mean? Hope from now is a bonus.
Finally cleared to box, Robinson crowned his comeback against Spencer Matsengura.
And Dale Robinson becomes Commonwealth Flyweight champion.
12 months ago, it were all over, and I never expected any of it. And then, like I say, 12 months later to be Commonwealth champion and boxing, winning it in my hometown, in front of my home supporters was something I'd only dreamed of.
Now he's eyeing Jason Booth's British belt. Promotional ties mean the fight should happen.
We have both got to move on, and I say if Jason does struggle to move on and can't move on any further, then I guess it's inevitable. Me and Jason are going to meet.
South Africa's Zolile Mbityi aims to wreck those plans, having already given British fighters severe headaches.
It was a hefty-looking left hand from Mbityi.
This kid's got a good record. He's got distance with Kelly, Coleshaw. If he's durable, then we outbox him. If he's not, and we take him out. For him to take it off me in my home crowd, he's going to have to really dig deep and to have to go into trenches. You know what I mean? I'm prepared to go the full 12, and he's going to have to take it off me. Yeah.
He's speaking like a seasoned champion already, but he's not really, Spencer. What are your thoughts about him being put into that Commonwealth title bid against Spencer Matsengura of Zimbabwe?
I think that with someone like Dale Robinson, he's so confident. He's years above what his age is. He's only 23 years of age. He's only had 12 contests, but he is far more experienced than that. And with someone like him, you can't hold him back. You also can't rush him too much either. And I think they should keep him at this level for a little while now.
Was this the best of Robinson so far?
Yeah, he put in a good performance here. His first 12-round, though, I mean, jumped up from 6- and 8-round class into the 12-round class. So it's
not much 8-round action before this, actually.
No, certainly only went 8 rounds once, I think, and that's his favoured shot, that left hook to the body, really drives that in.
And before this night, there had been questions whether he could be devastating at all in championship class, but he demonstrated more power, didn't he?
He did, Paul. I mean, the reason for that is he's only 23 years of age. He's now stepped up into 12-round level. He's only 23 years of age. He's maturing all the time. He's getting stronger all the time, and I'm sure you'll see much more from him in the way of strength and stuff, because that's his style. I mean, he's a very fiery little character.
Think he's got the attitude to grow into the role of champion?
I think he's definitely got the attitude to grow into a champion, and a good performance here really would tell us if he's going to go far and be a world-class dominator.
Mbityi's attitude over the years has been second to none. Do you remember his performance against Damien Kelly? He'd already lost here narrowly to Peter Coleshaw, came back for more.
Yeah, a controversial decision against Peter Coleshaw, and what a performance he put up here against Damien Kelly. Lost on a unanimous decision, but really did push Kelly all the way, as we see with some of the shots going in there.
Has he got the style to trouble Robinson tonight?
I think that he could give Robinson a lot of trouble. I mean, Robinson's only having his 13th contest. This is a 14-year pro who's been in with the best and mixed with the best for a long time, and he's certainly got all the attributes to give Robinson some trouble.
With us tonight, another man who's mixed with the best. It's Mickey Cantwell. Let's get his view of what might happen here tonight now. He's with Ed Robinson.
Well, Mickey, it's Dale's 13th professional fight tonight. Would you describe it as an ambitious match for him?
I think so, Ed. I think it's a calculated risk. With Mbityi, we know he's very experienced, very durable. He's been 12 rounds 11 times, so I expect it to be a good learning fight for him, but a fight where he can do a lot of things, but he will go the distance.
What problems will he set for Robinson tonight?
Well, recently, he boxed in April. He boxed against Brian Aslan, the French gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist. And he comes here very fit, very durable, with a lot of ambition. It's the first time he's ever boxed for the Commonwealth title, so I believe he's going to want to come and win it.
Robinson's younger and fresher. Has he impressed you so far in his career?
Yeah, he's very impressive, Dow. He's got all the shots in the book. We know from an amateur, this kid's a quality fighter. I think he's been brought along nicely. What I like about him, he doesn't get too perturbed. He's got every shot. But the only thing I'd like to see him do is maybe keep that chin a bit lower.
Who's going to win tonight, Mickey?
Dale Robinson on points, but it'd be a great, great fight.
Thank you very much.
They're almost all set here. Robinson can take away a wealth of experience if he comes through this one. It's Mbityi's 18th 12-round championship fight, only the second of Robinson's young career. It's our top of the bill for the Commonwealth Flyweight title next. What a lineup of live football on Sunday, the final day of the Premiership season. Join us on Sky Sports 1 from 1 p.m. for all the build-up. We have 3 live matches. Birmingham City meet West Ham as they fight against relegation, just as Bolton do the same, fighting to stay in the Premiership against Middlesbrough. And there's Chelsea against Liverpool as they meet to decide a place in the Champions League next season. At stake here tonight, the Commonwealth Flyweight title. Our Master of Ceremonies here, John MacDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the fight of the night. Please welcome the challenger, all the way from East London, South Africa, the bone crusher, Zolile Mbityi.
Enter the experienced, energetic and still fairly eager South African Zolile Mbityi, who's been all smiles this week, venturing back to our parts once more and hoping to go back home, this time with a major title. He's narrowly missed out before, but he has taken our leading flyweights Damien Kelly and Peter Coleshaw the distance, and is most definitely, Jim, a step up in class for our talent Dale Robinson.
Yeah, without a doubt. Well, for a change, we have a known quantity stepping into the ring. And what we know about him is he's a dangerous little fellow. He's very knowledgeable, and I think he's going to pose Robinson some problems today that he hasn't ever had to. He hasn't ever actually faced before, so hopefully Robinson can cope with those. He's a dangerous opponent.
He's first in the ring backstage. Team Robinson coming out. Chris Aston there, mentor and trainer. Dale in front, ready for business.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring the champion from Huddersfield, Dale Robinson.
Listen to how much they love him up here. The chirpy, friendly little live wire from this part of Yorkshire, who's talented and may, just may, be our best flyweight for a few years. Still early days, still only 23, plenty of time to see whether Dale Robinson is as good as some believe. But this might just help us assess how far he'll go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the good thing about Dale is he's improving every time we see him. He's getting a little bit better. But this is a real step up in class, and I'm looking forward to see how he copes with it. But I still feel it is a fairly ambitious defence to have here.
Coming out as always to the jams going underground, and he may have to dig deep down here to prevail against this classy South African. Let's see how they line up. Well, Robinson younger by a decade, slight height advantage to Mbityi, both inside the 8-stone limit, and Mbityi there with the reach as well. But he's been a professional for 14 years now. Robinson turned 3 years ago. 4 fights, More rounds boxed, much more experience for Mbityi, but Robinson possibly the harder puncher. Fascinating fight. And it's for that, the Commonwealth title.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the fight of the night. John Shepherd for Ringside Boxing Promotions, in association with Prince Promotions and Matchroom Sport, proudly present our main event, 12 rounds of boxing for the Commonwealth Flyweight Championship. Sponsored here by FightBetting.com and live and exclusive here on Sky Sports, all joining us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the Commonwealth Council in association with the British Boxing Board of Control. Our supervisor in charge of the action is Mr. Dennis Lockton. Area representative Mr. Trevor Callaghan, and steward in charge of the action, His Honour Alan Simpson. Timekeeper at the bell is Mr. Gary Brennan, and when the action begins, the referee in charge is Mr. Howard Foster. Well, as always, they are the officials. Here are the contestants. Firstly, and introducing to you, the challenger. Fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks, trimmed with white. Weighing in at 7 stone, 13 pounds, 10 ounces. 36 fight record, 25 wins. 10 inside the scheduled distance, 8 losses, 3 draws. Coming to the ring as the former IBO Flyweight Champion of the world, from beautiful East London, South Africa, where he is known as Bone Crusher, Zolile Mbityi. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the champion. He's fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red, white, and blue trunks, and weighed in at 7 stone, 13 pounds, 15 ounces. Undefeated, 12 contests, 12 wins, 5 inside the scheduled distance. He's making his first defense. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the reigning and defending Commonwealth Flyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, from Huddersfield, it's Dale Robinson. So let's get the action underway in 12 rounds of boxing for the Commonwealth Flyweight Championship.
Okay, lads, you both know the rules. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both of you watch your heads. Good luck to you both. Good luck. Touch gloves.
First defence of the Commonwealth 8-stone title for Huddersfield's Dale Robinson. Real anticipation in the air ahead of this one. Robinson won this belt here with a polished performance against Zimbabwe's Spencer Matsangura. Now, on paper, a harder test against the very decent South African Zolile Mbityi, who just slips over there as the bell goes at the start. And I noticed in the introductions as well, he was slipping too. Keep your eye on Mbityi's boots. He's operated at a very much a higher level than Robinson, and it really could test the Yorkshireman this.
Well, Mbityi trying to impose himself straight away on Robinson. That was strange, him slipping again, slipping during the introductions. I think they're going to have to be scoring the soles of his boots in between some of the rounds here.
Robinson trying to come forward, but a fast start from the man from East London, the 33-year-old in fight number 37. Former IBO champion and WBU and WBO challengers. Just looks at his corner there, Mbityi. He hasn't seen a tape of Robinson, so he'll just be interested at having a look at what the Huddersfield man can do.
Mbityi's movements look a little bit slower than they was the last time we saw him. His punches still look quick enough, but his head movements, and he's just taking that little bit longer to get his attack set up. I wonder maybe if he's just slightly on the slide. I think Robinson will be hoping that's the case.
He has lost his last couple in very good class, though, Mbityi, but rather blown away by the excellent bantamweight Silence Mabuza. And Mabuza's from the Nick Durant gym, and Nick was telling us that it might just be the right time to get Mbityi now. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely his reflexes just don't look as sharp as we saw them last visit here. So Robinson just wants to keep nice and tight for the first couple of rounds. The signs are this could go a long way. So pacing yourself is part of being a champion and fighting over the 12-round distance.
Again, just looks at the corner. Mbityi, a little puzzled. Robinson getting his gloves up well. It's a bright start, and he's pegged back on the ropes there. Robinson, he may have to come through a crisis or two.
Well, I think during the first round, Mbityi's landed the better punches. He's gone to sleep a couple of times during the first round, but when he gets to work, he still looks reasonably impressive. Robinson just wants to keep nice and tight, just box himself into this fight.
Fast start from Zolile Mbityi.
We're saved! Don't be fooled, mate. That's a mirage. That bloke with the chilled pint of 4X is just a cruel vision. And I'll prove it. Limo! It might be real!
Australians are Castlemaine 4X in everywhere.
So the Commonwealth Flyweight title up for grabs, packed Huddersfield Arena, and there's the soles of the boots of Zolile Mbityi. They've been putting them in a bucket of sawdust to try and get a better grip. He slipped at the very beginning and during the introductions, but he made a pretty bright opening. The man called Bone Crusher from Cape Province, South Africa, in the blue trunks against the home fighter Dale Robinson in bout number 13. Will it be unlucky, or will it be his ticket up to better class?
Work it out, come on. Great step back. One step back. Step back again.
Still got fast hands, hasn't he, Mbityi?
Yeah, he lets the punches go quickly. It's his movements and the way he sets up the attacks that look a little bit different to me, but he still gets speed into the punches.
Work the body of Robinson, who's often a slow starter, likes to get into the groove, always seems cool and calm and composed, normally finds a way to work his game plan in middle rounds.
I mean, he's looking a little bit ungainly, Mbityi, and I'm worried about his head. Robinson's going to have to be conscious of that, the way he's coming in with his head. We don't want to see cuts too early in this fight.
And speed from Mbityi again. Robinson backed up onto the ropes. And he looks at Chris Aston in the corner now. Robinson, he knew it was going to be tough.
I just don't think this is quite what Robinson expected. Mbityi's setting a pace, but he's doing unusual, strange things, coming in from strange angles. This is better. If Robinson can push him back, this is far better.
Back Mbityi comes with a combination. Needs to settle down, Robinson, get the jab working. They think that the South African is open to left hooks. They thought he was hurt by a left hook from Damien Kelly, and the team believe Robinson hits harder than Kelly.
See, there's a lack of clean punches being landed. That's the problem. It's not really quality boxing as yet. And I think a lot of that is down to Mbityi, the way he's going about this job, really awkward in his movements.
Yes, very ragged to rush his way in. When he lets his punches go, you can see how he's operated at a fairly decent level. He's travelled as well. Won't be worried about that. It's like swelling under Robinson's left eye. He was a bit marked up against Matt Sangura. And he has had a problem with his nose, Dale Robinson, in sparring. I think it may have been broken. So watch for any breathing difficulties. Hard and fast start. And one or two after the bell there, which Robinson was not happy about.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an important safety announcement. Your Sky viewing card is due to expire. When your new card arrives, keep your Digibox switched on. Remove the old card and replace it with the new card. Then wait 20 seconds. Failure to change your card will result in a loss of TV channels. Thank you for viewing with us.
Top of the bill next week on Saturday Fight Night. Jamie McKeever's defence of the British featherweight title against Roy Rutherford. Saturday Fight Night at 9:30 next week on Sky Sports 1.
Here's the third Commonwealth Flyweight title. 8 stone or 112 pound up at stake. It's the first defence for Huddersfield's Dale Robinson in the white and blue trunks with the white, blue and red boots against the taller and older South African Zolile Mbityi.
I think Robinson really wants to concentrate on cleaning up his boxing. Mbityi's stumbling all over the place. It looks to me as though he's got a serious problem with his balance. And Robinson should be able to exploit this, just tidy up his own boxing, take a little half step back as Mbityi's coming forward, give him some room to punch, don't get involved in the brawl. This is far better from Robinson now.
Good uppercut on the inside went in, and again Mbityi slips on the canvas. Whether it's the soles of the boots or at 33, his balance is just starting to go. The legs, been around a long, long time, Mbityi.
See, when Robinson allows them to get close, he can still let the punches go and bust. But his balance is definitely gone, his movements are all over the place. So Robinson wants to tidy up his boxing, just a little half step back, give himself the room. He doesn't want to get involved in the close quarter stuff just yet.
Going down the Robinson record, very few early wins. He did stop Sergei Tasimov in the third, and Teres Gaskin for the Central Area title, but likes time to get into his rhythm.
I can see Mbityi losing a point for the way he's holding Robinson. Every time they're up close, he's got his arms around Robinson. He tries to nullify Robinson's work and let little bursts of punches go. But really, he's very messy. His style's gone very messy tonight.
It's very different to the Mbityi we saw giving Peter Coleshaw such a rough ride in Liverpool, and Damien Kelly in Peterborough. Not as good that night, Mbityi. Still a test.
Well, it's just what I was saying, Adam, keep that head up. I'm worried about his head. I can see Robinson ending up cut here before this fight's over.
Gets his jab out for the first time, Dale Robinson. He's his own harshest critic, and he always says he likes to get that punch moving. Everything else will flow off it. The very good amateur, double ABA champion.
I'd like to see him taking a leap out of Damien Kelly's book just for a couple of rounds. Just step back from Mbityi's attacks, make him miss and then punish him with counters. There's no point in getting involved here, it's just messy. The fans are not going to like it, and he's playing Mbityi's game just a little bit. Use the ring a little bit more, get some space. That's better, that little half step back.
Fairly scrappy so far. Well, what are they doing with the boots? Are they taking them off? I remember Anthony Maynard down in London when he was fighting Alfred Cote changed his boots after about 2 rounds and wore trainers for the rest of the fight. They're just doing them up again. Yep, they're keeping them on. Is that a problem? Or is it the age and the long career?
It looks more like the age to me, because even when he's up close, I mean, the way he's moving his head around, his style has totally changed from his last couple of visits. His balance doesn't seem right. I don't know if that's the boots, or if it's just that maybe it's showing the effects of a long, hard career. This is what I suggest to do a couple of rounds ago, so score the souls.
Round 4. Here's the form. Fast out of his corner, Dale Robinson. Wants to try and exert himself now. Put the pressure. Start discouraging Zolile Mbityi. Do you think he needs to hurt him?
I don't think there's a need to hurt him as yet. The one thing I worry about little Dale, he hasn't really learned any of the good old pro tricks. He's still a little bit predictable in what he does. See, we have to remember he's quite a bit away from the finished article. He still has quite a lot to learn. But with these awkward guys, you want to show them a little feint. Now that was it there, a little feint. Cause them to make the first move, step back and then punish them. Don't just sail into them without thinking. A little bit more thought, and this won't be an easy night for Robinson, but he can certainly tidy things up here. Just with a little bit of thought, a little bit of imagination.
And now, Howard Fossicle's time out. He's taking a point away for holding. Well, you thought that would be a problem, and he's paid the penalty, Jim.
Yeah, well, I saw that coming, and it wouldn't surprise me if the next point you're losing is for dangerous head work. But that certainly helps Robinson's cause a little bit. But Robinson still doesn't want really to get involved with this fellow yet. Get some rounds in the bank, then please the fans later on when the title is almost safe. That's better.
This gets the jab flowing. Is he starting to find his rhythm? Bit of blood from the nose, remember. We think that may have been broken in sparring.
Stands in range that Mbityi can put the punches together. He just wants to land his own shots and then get back out of there. He can totally outbox this fellow if he just changes his tactics slightly.
He's getting annoyed with himself. Robinson a bit in there. Mbityi trying to mess and spoil and get close and hold again, like he's doing, and again Robinson glances at the referee as if to say, come on.
See, I think one of Dale's problems too, he does love having a tear-up. And, you know, he wants to look good, he wants the fans to be happy. But really, he should be thinking here, outboxing this fella, get some rounds in the bank, then have his little tear-up later on. He's really, for me, he's boxing well enough, but he could be boxing better.
Howard Foster says, don't hold. He's going to take another point off soon. More blood from Robinson's nose, which is giving him trouble, as we thought it may. Bit of toe-to-toe action, Jim, and then again he grabs on.
Well, he's been doing that from the first bell. I could see that point, the deduction coming. But Robinson still wants to clean up. He's boxing a little bit. He's still too keen to get involved with this fellow.
In the check shirt, there I'd never not at ringside. And I know how nervous Arlene was before. I had a chat with her, and she was shaking with fear. She just wanted it over. It's terrible, isn't it, Jim, for the mums?
Yeah, this is a bad time for a mum. I think mums feel that they don't want to sit in the house and worry about it. They'd rather be here as soon as it's over, they know about it. But this one's a long way from being over. Still a lot of work to do. A little Neil Robinson's case.
Well, it's totally different Zolile Mbityi that we've seen before. Quite a slick, clever counter-puncher, box fighter. But tonight he looks very out of sorts. Occasionally combinations. Again he slips. That been a problem from the word go. Why haven't they got that right? He's had 36 fights. Why on earth is he slipping in there?
I don't know if it's new boots he's used. They don't look new boots. I wonder maybe if it's a different canvas surface. I do not know. But it's reaching the stage he would be better off without the boots. Just take them off.
No one else has slipped on the canvas tonight. It's got to be the boots. How unprofessional from the South African team, who have been here so many times before. Again, it happens. It's like fighting two battles, isn't it?
Step back! One step back! Yeah, well, you can't get any snap into the punches if the balance isn't right. The balance can't be right if the feet are slipping. But there's something else wrong with Mbityi. I think maybe he's just, we've seen the best of him in previous fights. Just that little spark is missing now. I'd still like to see Dale Robinson just tidy things up a little bit, not get quite so involved. Use his boxing ability, a bit more long-range stuff.
Is Mbityi right for the picking? He turned professional way back in February 1989. He's been the South African champion a couple of times, and he's been in some really long, hard fights. Will it all catch up with him? On the flip side, has Robinson got enough experience to deal with it should it go long, which it probably will?
See, now and again he takes that little half step back as Mbityi comes forward, and it pays dividends. There he's doing it just as I'm speaking. I wish he would do it more often. Just give himself some room to get the punches off. This fellow's making so many mistakes the way he stumbles forward. There it is again. That's all he has to do for the rest of the night to keep this title safe.
Leaves himself so open, Mbityi, when he comes in.
Good body shot. See, it's when Robinson stands like this is when Mbityi's able to let some bursts of punches go. Just wants to be out in the centre of the ring with plenty of room to move around.
Still looks a little bewildered in there, Dale Robinson. You can never tell quite what he's thinking. He's got that stern face. Interesting. Chris Aston and Peter Cullen in the corner of Dale Robinson. How's he doing?
He's doing fine. I mean, he could tidy things up, but that little step back there, just as we saw as Mbityi stumbles forward. See that little step back? He could do that all night long. He could pin this fellow on the counters for the rest of the night. Couldn't be an easy night for him, but it'll be a clear victory. Just a little bit more thought into what he's doing. Maybe he just lacks the experience at this level.
The South African corner there were just telling Mbityi to forget the boots and get on with it. Is that right?
Yeah, it's good advice that you can do. It's not easy to forget about something when you're slipping around the ring. It's difficult to try and be effective with your moves. This is better. Good burst of punching from Robinson, but I would still like to see a bit more boxing. No reason to get involved yet.
Again, Howard Foster has to split them. He's been very busy so far, the referee.
Don't lean on. Come on, Mbityi, let him go.
And he's getting more and more annoyed with Mbityi, who lost the point in the fourth. Can't afford another one.
Get off his head. Come on, work it out.
Very animated here alongside us. Mbityi's corner.
I think they're frustrated. They know Mbityi's not performing the way he has in the past, but the boots are contributing to that. But I just think maybe he's lost a little bit of what he had, just maybe a little bit on the slide.
Yes, he did fight Damien Kelly September 2000, 2.5 years ago. Well, they both look bewildered in there. Neither relaxed or in any sort of rhythm tonight.
No, I think Robinson has in his mind he wants to have a tear up with him and blast him out, but just now and again when he puts some thought into his boxing, the moves are nice. He can force this fellow into making mistakes, it's not a problem. A little feint and this fellow comes stumbling towards him. He could be totally outboxing this fellow.
Hold on, Dale. Get off his head. Right, step back.
He has got the reach and range from Mbityi, but just hasn't been using it. Again, looks for help from the corner. Does catch Robinson with a right hand.
Right, step back. One step back. Come
The referee's having a busy night, Adam, but he's doing a good job here because he's trying to make the action flow as much as he can. But there's a lot of infringements we're seeing here, but good job of refereeing here.
And then he gives us a little burst from Mbityi before he holds. Very, very strange, odd, peculiar performance from such an experienced veteran.
I mean, the formula's there, a little feint. Then as soon as he feints, Mbityi comes stumbling forward onto the counters, but he's too keen to get involved in a slugging match here at Robinson.
Again, Howard Foster has to come between them. What a strange one. I wonder how the former world flyweight title challenger Mickey Cantwell seeing things with Ed Robinson.
Well, Mickey, halfway point. Who have you got ahead?
I've got Robinson in front by 3 points, Ed, but I'm a bit disappointed. I like to see him box more, tidy his work up. Seems to be rushing too much, too anxious to get close to Mbityi. What's happened to that nice boxing he does, nice jab round the side, but he seems very, very anxious tonight.
What do you make of Mbityi's balance problems?
Well, we've been looking at it. I think it's the boots, Maybe people might think it's his age, but I think it's definitely the boots, He's got a lot to do with it.
Robinson, traditionally a slow starter. He is picking things up now.
He is. He's starting to settle down, He's settled down a little bit more. Nice, classy boxing, and to see him through, because I think this will go to 12 rounds. And get back to that nice jab and nice movement.
Do you see Dale winning on points?
I think so, yeah. I think that's what'll happen.
Thanks, Mickey.
Well, Mickey Cantwell, a little confused like the rest of us as to why Zolile Mbityi has been slipping around the ring, thinks the boots. He's turning southpaw now. Maybe that will give him success, and he just topples over. No knockdown. Again, slides around. Why have they not changed the boots? And there's Jim's card. 5 ahead to Robinson, but a long way to go.
Yeah, a long way to go, and I'd like to see the job being done cleaner. It's convincing stuff so far from Robinson and Macab, and Mbityi really not scoring too often, not scoring cleanly. But I just feel Robinson could look so much better here. Just as Mickey Cantwell was saying in between rounds, some cleaner boxing. I mean, I've been saying earlier, they could be outboxing this fellow all night long.
He said what's happened to the jab and the cute moves around the side. Robinson so good at getting angles, as we've seen before.
Yep, just sometimes he's too keen to have a tear up, and that's what's happening here. But Mbityi's backing off, but for the first time. No knockdown, just a stumble. So again, Robinson could take advantage of this as well, get the jab working. Now he has time to use the jab.
Got to watch the right hand of Mbityi. Again lands, and a little mark by the left eye of Dale Robinson. Again he holds. Mbityi. Is he holding as well to get some balance with the boots?
I think he's nullifying Robinson's work. I think that when he puts his arms round the side of Robinson, he knows Robinson can't throw punches. He takes a deep breath and then lets a little burst of his own go. But he's really very, very ungainly tonight. Not the Mbityi we saw here in his last couple of visits, I'm afraid.
This the round where Dale Robinson put Spencer Matsanguri down for the second time. Had to go the distance with the very brave and awkwardly effective Zimbabwean. We were worried about him at the weigh-in. He looked so spidery, but he came here and put on a real challenge for the Commonwealth belt.
Tidy up, I've said that once or twice already in commentary, tidy things up. Actually, this is the poorest round I've seen from Dale for a few rounds, because he's been pinned as he's coming forward. I think maybe he's becoming frustrated here. But he's run on to too many shots in this round for my liking.
Mbityi frustrated too, switching orthodox to southpaw. Looking glum as well. Very confident he was in the dressing room beforehand. But again, just stumbles in.
Yeah, what was saying over there? Don't do it. No. I don't want to hear that. Right, here. Stop that, I'm tired. Listen, what we were saying the other day. Tony Dodson got into one wall and what? And he didn't have the lot.
Well, Chris Aston slapping him and giving him a real talking to. Jackie Patterson, former Commonwealth Flyweight champion, 40 to 48. Rinty Monaghan, wasn't he a good boxer?
And then drop the right and then touch and touch. And when he gets inside, work
Teddy Gardner, 1952. Some terrific names have held this title. Daidawa, 54 to 57, and the brilliant Walter McGowan in the 60s, Commonwealth Flyweight champion, and the lovely man Francis Ampopo, 94 to 95. This, the first defence for Huddersfield's Dale Robinson, and this is his 71st round of his career, and it's Zolile Mbityi's 299th. What a golfing experience. But Robinson is winning, surely, and at the moment, holding on to that belt.
Well, when Robinson went back to the corner, he tried to claim he was tired, but his corner would have none of it. But I hope he doesn't start thinking he has a lead and he can afford to coast for a couple of rounds, because we don't want this little fellow to gain in confidence. Everything's going along nicely. It's a little bit scrappy. I'd like to see the action tidied up a bit, so with the referee. But we don't want Mbityi finding his confidence, so we don't want Robinson coasting. It's too early for that.
Again, Robinson rubs the nose. He's been sparring with Shinibaya and Choi, the Mongolians that Jack Dowsey looks after. Preparation perfect, apart from that slight nasal problem. Will it affect him later on?
I don't think fighters worry too much about the future. But again, little signs that Robinson could maybe just be thinking about tidying things up. Then he's back at close quarters again and mauling. And this is a strenuous fight he's in here, because with so much wrestling, pulling and hauling, they're both feeling the pace. That's better. He's just tidying things up as I'm speaking here. Far better.
Good work from Dale Robinson. Trying to get solid, a real foothold into this and take control. But Mbityi is not making it easy. It's a nightmare to fight tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, it'd be so awkward. And when he's driving himself forward, he's given Robinson problems, but for a lot of the time he's been stumbling forward, and Robinson should really have been taking advantage of that. But he's putting a little bit of a charge on in this round, Mbityi.
Left and right, flying in from Zolile Mbityi. More have landed in this round than before.
I think he's maybe feeling things are slipping away from him. He's maybe had a pep talk in his corner, but he's firing a bit better in this round than Mbityi.
Chris Aston looks a little more concerned in the Robinson corner. He really guided Dale through the fight with Matt Sangura, and he was really pleased at the way his charge listened in between rounds and adapted to boxing on the front and back foot. What would your advice be if you were in the corner?
Well, earlier my advice would have been to clean up his boxing, but I think the problem now is the pace is getting to him. He doesn't have the same energy. I think he's just going to have to grit his teeth and hang in there now.
All you got to do is touch.
Dale's best friend is here at ringside, the Commonwealth welterweight champion James Hare, looking on also a little concerned. He's back in a few weeks, James.
Stay in front, but you've got to box him and you've got to land the shots. You've got to land the shots, Mark. It's moving your head enough when you're on the ropes. That ain't a defence. Okay, you don't get that enough shots.
You can see that Mbityi's thrown more. They've landed almost the same. Very close on the computer. Is it slipping away slightly from Robinson?
I don't think they're slipping away, and Mbityi certainly has a little bit of a drive in the last couple of rounds, but still well within Robinson's scope to get a grip of this fight again. It's just his tactics have not been right. His corner have been telling him the right things, but he's not been carrying them out. Just needs to clean up his boxing. Don't get too involved with this fellow.
This is how Jim has it. It's getting closer. Just 3 in it on the unofficial card. Howard Foster will make the decision. Remember, no count there. Remember the point taken away from Mbityi in the 4th. Maybe very important, that for holding. Commonwealth belt at stake.
Mbityi slipping again there, Adam.
I just can't understand why they haven't got a pair of trainers or something which could give him more of a grip and more of a chance of getting into this.
He's actually looking a little bit more business-like now, Mbityi. Thankfully, he's still walking onto that jab, but he actually seems to be pulling himself together a little bit in the last couple of rounds.
Never really looked himself tonight, Dale Robinson. We've seen some wonderful little exhibitions of boxing as the crowd try and G him up here in Huddersfield. Looked terrific when he started off his professional career, had that gap because of the query on the brain scan, made him realise how much he missed boxing, and he wants to make up for it now. Just turned 23 last month, so still plenty of time.
Step back, box on.
He's trying to drive himself forward now, Robinson. See, his taxes have been wrong, and I think he's used up so much steam. It's been a wrestling match which takes a lot of steam out of both fighters. But Robinson, being a little bit younger, less experienced, I think he's really feeling the pace now.
Yes, so Mbityi has been the 12-round distance 11 times. Robinson only last time when he fought Matt Sangura. Again slipping. Zolile Mbityi been the real story of the fight here. Those boots.
The rounds are far closer now than they were in the first half of the fight. So obviously the pace is slowing, and that seems to be suiting Mbityi more than it is Robinson.
They're very difficult to score, these rounds, aren't they?
There's not really too many real clean punches landed on target.
The packed crowd in Huddersfield. How they're enjoying this night. They love it here.
You can make this easy on yourself from here on in, okay? Couple of rounds to go, okay? Let's just carry on out boxing. Nice and sharp every time, though. Every hit was sharp.
It's still Robinson getting involved up close, but I don't think he has a choice now. I think the ideas about standing off in boxing and using the ring, I don't think he has the energy left to do that. So I think he's just going to have to grit his teeth and just have a few more rounds like the one we've just seen, which I found it difficult to split. I scored the last round even. So Robinson's still a lot of work to do with this little fellow.
Dilly back up Akini, the trainer of Mbityi. Very animated. I went to see him in the dressing room beforehand, and I asked him how to pronounce Mbityi, and he just said bone crusher to me. Bone crusher. That's what they want to call him. Colourful character. But surely a bit surprised at the way the former South African champion has been tonight. This is a good start, though, from him in the 10th. They obviously believe he's behind.
Yeah, I mean, they know he's boxing away from home as well. They've had him on the wrong side of decisions before, so they know there's no chance that the way things go, they don't expect to have a chance of winning this. But personally, I have him behind anyway, as you know, in my own scorecard. But still not out of his reach. Nice little uppercut from Robinson there. Didn't land full force, but nice little punch.
Yes, he's lost the decisions over here. The one to Peter Colshaw. Many people at ringside thought he'd done enough. That was 4 years ago, though. So a faded Mbityi and a fresh and hungry Robinson. Is that just going to be the difference?
Well, Mbityi started this round with a burst, but didn't sustain that, so now Robinson's having a chance to pick him off a little bit. Heads clashed there, but I think Mbityi came off worse.
Got some scarring under that left eye. Battle-hardened Zolile Mbityi. Now Robinson slips to the canvas. This has been messy, this has been difficult, and Howard Foster's worked so hard in there tonight, and he's got to score this.
Nice little right hand from Robinson there, he picked it clean. That's exactly just what we saw there, just the jab, step back out of range. This fellow makes plenty of mistakes, his balance is gone. So I really feel, I've been saying it so often, he could clean his act up, and this could have been a clear-cut victory for him, but he just gets too involved too often. Lovely punch.
Terrific right hand, followed up with the left hook to the body. That's better from Dale Robinson. Are we entering the South Africans' territory, or is Robinson, being 10 years younger and confident enough to see this through? Still got to be careful.
I think the good news, Adam, he's definitely lasting the pace better. I think he's got it out of his head about that tiredness. I think 2/3 of the way through a fight is when it's really tough and you start having doubts. Now we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, he's got a kind of second wind. But he's looking much better now, Robinson, much more confident again.
We said this may be the fight that will tell us whether he'll go right up in class. Is it fair to assess him on what we've seen tonight?
Well, no, I think it's reinforced what I said earlier on. He has a lot to learn. He's far, far from being the finished article.
He's got to be involved.
There's so many things he could have done tonight. His corner have given him some good advice. They're probably giving him that now, but he hasn't been able to carry it out. Just doesn't have the experience.
Plenty of jabs this round, plenty of jabs. Don't leave with that right hand. And when he goes southpaw, just step round and touch his glove down, pop, and step round him, okay? Don't be trying to get them left hooks in the body. Forget it. Just step round him with a jab, okay? Put him off balance. That's all I want. Plenty of jab and moving off balance. That's all you need to do for 2 rounds. Come on.
Yeah, well, more good advice, Adam. That's what we want. I've been calling for that since the second round. But the good news on my card, he's fairly comfortable. But a hard next one, and hopefully he will learn from it.
6 minutes left of this Commonwealth Flyweight title. The best 8-stoners in the world, probably Eric Morel and Irene Pacheco, and Takizi Sakali, the IBO holder. In Britain we have Peter Coleshaw, Damien Kelly, and the British champion Jason Booth, who had a hard one.
Flash of heads there, Adam. Robinson, I think, come off worse, but thankfully no sign of blood.
No problems. But Mbityi will know now that he's got to go for broke. Action starting to heat up here as we head towards the finish. He's got that quirk, hasn't he, Dale Robinson, of just looking down at people at ringside. Do you think he's happy in there or not?
Yeah, actually, he's looking more confident now than he was a couple of rounds ago, and I think that's because he started worrying about running out of steam. I think he had a couple of quiet rounds because of that, which allowed Mbityi back into the fight. I think he has his confidence back. He knows he's strong enough to do the 12. Yeah, I think he's in good shape at the moment, but this is still a tough fight.
Again, no knockdown. This has been a tricky one, a hard one for Dale Robinson. Complicated, confusing style of Zolile Mbityi, partly hampered by the soles of his boots. Trying to back Robinson up on the ropes.
Good defensive boxing there from Robinson. A couple of counters along the way. That was nice.
Clever boxer now, Robinson, with the hard and fast club, winning the English ABA flyweight titles in '99 and 2000. Plenty of skills and ability. How far will he go?
Well, an earlier opponent mentioned for Robinson was the little fella Mamani who we saw boxing book last week. I'll be honest, what I saw that night, I don't know that I'd been too much of a hurry to make that match again. Because Robinson still has a little bit to learn. Moving in the right direction, but still quite a bit to learn.
The good news is that the stamina looks like it's holding out. More experience for young Dale Robinson.
And it's noticeable when the referee broke them up, Adam, Robinson stepped straight back into action, so he's happy with his condition. He's looking more confident now. They can see he's almost at the final bell. Just 3 minutes to go. Good round again from Robinson.
Interesting to hear from him afterwards, Dale Robinson, see how frustrated he's been in there. 2 corners. Look at the punches landed. Far more for Dale Robinson. Slightly cleaner, better work rate. Is that going to retain him the Commonwealth title? We think yes. 12-round schedule. Look how experienced Zolile Mbityi is. But Robinson only been there once before, last time out in February. Looks like he's going to do it again. And this is how Jim thinks the fight's going. Dale Robinson pretty comfortably. Mbityi for you needs a knockout.
Yeah, well, a lot of close rounds. It wouldn't surprise me if the referee has it a little bit tighter than that. A lot of rounds were difficult to score. I just felt Robinson's cleaner punches in those rounds maybe edged them in his direction.
Final 3 minutes of what's been a messy, hard, difficult Commonwealth flyweight title fight for both men, really. The gangling, ungainly style of Zolile Mbityi as he tries to rally himself for one more go. Remember, point off for holding in the 4th. He's slipped on the soles of his boots almost the whole way through this. And Dale Robinson never got himself into an accomplished rhythm, but almost certainly done enough.
Yeah, certainly on my card, but Mbityi thinking they're trying to go out with a bang here. He's trying to force it in the last round. We just don't want to see Robinson coast because he thinks he's ahead. Just grit the teeth.
Stop boxing,
Keep doing business. See, he's the one being told not to hold now, so that's a sign he just wants to get through this last round. He feels he's done enough, just wanting a little bit of coasting.
Step back, come on.
I wonder if he just wants to put this down to experience and one of those nights you've got to go through. When he watches back the tape, as I know he will with Chris Aston, what should he be looking out for to help him improve?
I think tactics, use your head. He was too quick to get involved with this fellow and try and please the fans in the early rounds when he could have been used his boxing ability. In a 12-round fight, if you can get 3 or 4 rounds in the bank without exerting yourself too much, you want to do that, then please the fans once you've got yourself in a comfortable position. But Robinson got involved with this fellow too early, and it's been a real struggle for him since.
Often very pretty to watch Dale Robinson at work. His cute little moves as he goes from side to side, unleashing that left hook. But this has been pretty mucky to watch. The crowd have helped him. His corners helped him. And he's shown enough know-how at 23. We've got to give that to him, haven't we?
Yeah, and I have to say, I mean, there's never been a dull moment in the fight. Some of it was scrappy, untidy, but they kept at it. You've got to give them full credit for that. The referee probably has to work almost as hard as the 2 fighters tonight, but he's done a good job and he's kept it flowing. So it's been a good little 12 rounds entertainment.
The 3 of them have put every bit of effort in. It's not been smooth, but it's been interesting. We still don't know that Dale Robinson will definitely get it. Well, we do now. Yes, he does. Retaining his Commonwealth flyweight title in his first defence. and he seems pretty happy to have heard that final bell. It'll be really interesting to hear what he says about the really tricky style of Zolile Mbityi. Good learning experience?
Yeah, definitely, and I think what pleased me throughout the fight for Dale, his corner were giving him good advice. I mean, you can see the amount of punches they're throwing. The stats, I mean, I think you have to take into consideration the cleanness of the punches and the quality, and I think that'll be a lot wider, and that's probably why Robinson's won the fight. But his corner kept telling him what to do, he didn't quite respond. So I think when they go back and sit watching this together, I think they'll see a few mistakes that he's made. He'll benefit from that, and definitely another step in the right direction. The little fella, I can't call it an improvement tonight, but he come through a test, which sometimes is much more important.
There's Mum and Dad, Eileen and Alan. Well, they're just absolutely relieved that he's got through it unscathed, and no real problems at all. We thought he may have to go through a crisis or two. He didn't. The fans are happy. Dale Robinson wins and retains the title.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of championship boxing, referee Howard Foster has scored this contest. For Mbityi, 113 points. For Robinson, 115 points. Your winner, and still the Commonwealth Flyweight champion from Huddersfield, Dale Robinson.
Well, he wins it by 2 points on Howard Foster's card. But the good thing is, he still is the champion, and it'll be interesting to see how he improves and progresses from there.
Supervisor, Mr. Dennis Locke.
So much for all those soft Commonwealth title fights there. Spencer Oliver, how did you score it?
Well, I had it 5 rounds to Robinson. I had it a lot clearer than that. But Mbityi there must be one cool cucumber, because from that first bell, the problem there for Mbityi was that he was slipping on those boots. I think he's still got a lot to offer, but they had a serious problem with those boots, and why they never took him to change them to got his trainers, I'll never know.
I'm going to ask you that question in more detail a little later. But here's our winner, Dale Robinson, still Commonwealth Flyweight champion with Ed Robinson.
Well, Dale, not perhaps your sharpest performance, but you got the win, and it's a great result on your record.
Yeah, we're a tough kid. And I never planned on stopping him, so I knew we were going to have to go at distance. And I've had a bit of nose. I mean, I'm not making excuses. He was a tough kid, but I've had a bit of nose problem. So I'm having to breathe through my mouth, and that were a bit.
You can hear that now, yeah.
Yeah, it was difficult, like, but full credit to lad. He come to win. He gave it a good fight, and I'm sure fans enjoyed it, which is what it's all about.
You just seem to have a few problems kind of working out his style to start with.
Right, well, you're a tough kid, I never planned on a stoppage. I always planned on going, maybe this is. I mean, he were a big flyweight. Maybe I didn't know if he'd made trouble with weight, so there was always a possibility he could tie in mid rounds. He seemed to be tired, and then he seemed to get a second wind, and he lasted distance. And like I said, I'm not making excuses, but my nose were a little, it would always in the back of my mind. So.
You're still developing, obviously, only your 13th fight this evening. What did you learn in there tonight?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he was a tough kid, and I think I proved to myself. I'm in there with a top class kid.
A quick word with Chris Aston, your trainer. Chris, were you happy with the performance tonight?
Not particularly. It wasn't Dale's best performance. I think we all know he can do a lot better. But I think what we learned tonight, above all else, obviously he's been in quite a few world title fights. We learned that preparations have to go correct, and one or two things in preparations that weren't perfect. Went through with the fight anyway, and obviously one or two things that showed up there a little bit. But I'm sure we'll come back from it stronger and even better.
Finally, Dale, any chance of a British title fight with Jason Booth? He's in your camp, one place above you in the rankings.
Well, yeah, it's the fight I want. It's just a matter of if he can move on. If not, then it's I'm sure we'll get it on. You know what I mean?
Well done tonight.
Thanks a lot, Ed. Thanks a lot.
Admirable honesty, both from the fighter and from his trainer, Chris Aston. Might need a little respite to let that damaged nose heal. We'll take a short break. More from Spencer Oliver on this performance from Robinson when we come back. Football. Football League action continues next week. It's the playoffs, of course. Tuesday night, 7:30, the second leg of the Division 2 playoff semi-final, Bristol City against Cardiff. Wednesday and Thursday, second legs of the Division 1 playoff semis, Reading against Wolves and Sheffield United against Forest, and both these live from 7 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. We've seen Dale Robertson defend his Commonwealth Flyweight title successfully for the first time tonight against the South African Zolile Mbityi. But perhaps the story of the night, Mbityi's footwear problems. This was after the very first round of the fight, when he stuck his feet into the sawdust bucket in his corner, Spencer Oliver. That seemed to be a vague attempt to deal with the problem. This is a man in his 18th championship 12-round fight, and that was the best they could do. What was going on?
14 years as a professional, boxed at top class for a number of years, you know, IBO world champion, boxed a number of top quality operators, and you know, they tried that attempt, they were putting the sawdust in. I said to you, if this works, then, you know, that's not bad, good attempt. Then they tried scoring the bottom of the boots.
Half-heartedly, it must be said.
Exactly, half-heartedly, but why didn't they just go to the changing rooms and get a pair of trainers?
Also, Spencer, it never ceases to amaze me. Perhaps I'm missing the point as a boxing fan. Why don't championship-level boxers always come to the ring when they arrive in the arena to check the footwear for the night?
Paul, you think that that's what they would do, and I think that a lot of fighters anyway, most fighters, train in the boots that they're going to fight in anyway, and for some reason, Mbityi just didn't seem to do any of that, because he was sliding all over the place like he was on an ice rink.
It was quite extraordinary. Nonetheless, Dale Robertson is our winner here tonight. What about his performance?
A little bit underrated, really, for Dale Robinson. I thought he was going to do better. I mean, he was in against a good operator, an all-good operator. I thought he was going to do a little bit better. I think he was maybe trying a little bit too much. But then he's only having his 13th contest, and another good learning curve for him.
It showed tonight, didn't it?
It certainly did, yeah. We were talking about experience, Jim talking about the experience earlier on. You know, it was only his 13th contest, and there's still a lot to learn out there.
Do you think he'll look back at his performance and think, I did get too involved too early?
I think he certainly will. When they asked him in the interview, you know, what did you learn from this fight? I see him, he really struggled to come up with an answer, but when he looks back, maybe in a year or 2 years' time, he'll have learned a lot from this contest.
You did pick up a pre-fight, actually, on his recent performances against Matsungura. His man went down twice, and there seemed to be a little change toward a more destructive punch power. And do you think that carried over, was amplified tonight?
Well, I see against Matsungura, he won inside the distance with some good body shots, and he did seem to change his performance there, because he was trying to stand his ground and he was trying to load up with the shots more. You know, he should have relaxed and just let the shots flow like he normally does, but he was trying to impress a little bit too much, trying to punch a little bit too hard.
Thank you, Spencer. Mickey Cantwell watched it from ringside. His views now with Ed Robinson.
Well, Dale got the win he needed. How did you assess his performance, though?
Overall, I think if he gives himself marks out of 10, I think he'd give himself a low mark. But you've got to remember, he's 23. You've got to take the positives out of his performance. You know, another 12-rounder in the bank. You know, he's boxing championship class now, so that's what he's going to expect. You know, these tough, durable men.
You questioned his tactics tonight.
I did, because he seemed very anxious in the beginning, you know, to try and get the job done early. You know, I'm sure I knew, you know, he must have realised with his record it's going to be a long fight. I also like to have seen him box, you know, box a lot more neater than he did. But listen, you know, he can learn from that.
Does this show that they should hold him back a little bit, or does it show that he's ready to be pushed on now?
I think they've got to be careful. You know, he looks like a young 23 to me, but he's done the 12 rounds comfortably, so, you know, give him credit where credit's due. But, you know, maybe bring in another couple of international fights before they talk about maybe, you know, if they talk about the world stage, or even the British title. The British title, I don't know what's happening now. Is it going to be vacant, or, you know, is he going to box it, you know, against his own stablemate?
Do you think Jason Booth would be a step too far at the moment?
I think so. I think, you know, that's a fight I don't think either one of them need. They're both young, they're both good talents. And I think, you know, Wale's arising a little bit, you know, maybe have some international experience.
Thank you very much, Mickey.
That was one win for Huddersfield tonight, and also the town's cruiserweight hero, Mark Hobson, has recorded a second-round stoppage win over Muslim Biyarslanov of Belarus. Hobson is the Commonwealth cruiserweight champion. That not at stake tonight, but no slip-ups nonetheless. Join us at 9:30 on Thursday evening, please. Sky Sports 3 for ringside. One of our features, the annual amateur showdown between the Army and the Navy, and we understand that that is a keen rivalry, and that's saying the least of it. And we look forward to having your company next week on Saturday Fight Night. It's Jamie McKeever's defence of the British featherweight crown against Roy Rutherford. Sky Sports 1, Saturday Fight Night, next Saturday night. Later start time, 9:30. Spencer Oliver, thank you very much for your company here in Huddersfield. Just to close it with some thoughts about the future for Dale Robinson. Can he go on to bigger and better things?
Certainly, he's only 23, just turned 23 years of age. He's only having his 13th contest there. He's only going to go from strength to strength. There's some great fights out there. There's a Damien Kelly's, you've got your Jason Booths, Peter Coleshaw's, some great fights out there for him, but not too much too soon.
Thank you very much, Spencer. Hope you've enjoyed it with us. The good news for Robinson here is that his crown didn't slip away.
Robinson getting his gloves up. Wow, it's a bright start, and he's heads back on the run. Hook to the body. That's better from Dale Robinson.